Hi guys, it's Samantha. This is Balancing Act. We're going to do 10 minutes of core. It's going to be great. It's going to be over before you know it. So let's just rock and roll and get right into it. First thing we're going to start at is a high plank. So let's get into your high plank. What I would really like here is for your knees to be together, your feet to be together. If you need to lower your legs to the floor, that's 100% fine. You can really feel it in your core and in your upper body, even when your knees are down on the ground. So that is a personal choice. I want you to press through the base of your index fingers. I want you to squeeze your glutes nice and tight and start to move your heels toward the back wall. And keep your head, neck, and shoulders kind of relaxed. We have 20 more seconds here. We're just here for 1 minute, and then we're going to get on our backs. We're going to rotate a little bit from our fronts to our backs. So we have just about 5 more seconds here. And we're going to come down and get into a crunch. So let's just put our hands in a basket behind our neck or behind our head and start crunching. Now, when you're crunching, make sure that you've got your chest moving up towards the sky. This is not like chin to chest. I want you to press your lower back into the mat every time you lift up and really feel that in your core. And then drop your head, hands come down, and we're just going to do a little lower body, lower ab movement here. So you're just lifting up your butt off the mat, just oh so slightly. It's a very subtle move and you will feel it. Try to keep your heels nice and tight to your thighs. We've only got 5 more seconds here, so keep rolling through. The burn will start to come and roll all the way up. We're going to get into a side plank here. On your forearms, you can drop your knee to the ground if you like. So we're just going to hold here for 5 more seconds. Then we're going to add in a little side crunch, optional. And lower the elbow, raise it. Nice and slow here. See if you can touch your elbow to the floor on both sides. We roll to the other side. So swing it around and get into that side plank on the other side. On your forearms. Put your head behind your hand behind your head and start to give me some of these crunches. Squeeze your glutes, press those hips forward as you come up. Try to keep your body in one straight plane. And then we're going to go into some flutter kicks. And let's go back on our backs. Hands come down. You can put your hands underneath, a little bit underneath your butt here. And we're just going to flutter our feet here. Over, under, over, under. If you want to get your head off the ground, you can absolutely do that. Just about 5 seconds here, and we're going into a bicycle. Once we finish this circuit, which is the bicycle, and then we're going to do a bird dog. Let's hit our bicycles now. We're going to start the circuit over, and we're going to do it one more time. So we don't have any breaks, but if you want to take a break, of course you can. That's up to you. The bird dog is kind of a little bit of an active recovery as the last one. And we have 5 more seconds here until we drop our head down. Your legs come to tabletop, arms come out straight, opposite arm, opposite leg. And just kind of settle into this because we're going to be here for a full minute before we go back into our plank. When we go back into our plank, we're going to do our forearm plank this time, not a high plank. I'm going to switch that up just a little bit. So in your bird dog, just keep extending out. Imagine there's somebody grabbing your foot and grabbing your hand and trying to pull you in opposite directions. The lower you go with your leg, the more tension you're going to feel in your core. So that's up to you. We just have 15 more seconds here. And then we're going to go back into our plank, this time on our forearms. And we're halfway through our class. See how fast that's going? 3, 2, and 1. Roll all the way up. Swing it around and get onto those forearms. So press those forearms nice and strong into this mat. We have 60 seconds here. So this is going to be kind of chunky, especially because we're 5 minutes into this class already. So if you need to drop your knees, absolutely do that. I can really feel this in my core. We have 30 more seconds here. I'm going to try to hold it all the way through because it's just 25 seconds till we're on our backs in a crunch. So just breathe here. Suck those abs in, suck that belly button in towards your rib cage. Ooh, this is really hot. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Knees come down, spin it around and into your crunch. Lift and lower, lift and lower. After our crunch, we have our lower crunch. So we're going to just barely lift our butt off the floor using only our lower abs. Make sure you're not holding your breath here as well. Sometimes holding your breath becomes part of the action. And hands come down, just lift. Oh, so subtle. After we do our little lower body crunches, we're going to pop up into our forearm side plank again with the optional crunch. You can really feel this. It's crazy how this is such a tiny little movement and it really burns. Come all the way up. Get onto that left forearm. Reach the right arm up. Pick up those hips. Squeeze your glutes. For our last 15 seconds, you can place your hand behind your head and start to crunch. Open, crunch, and open. Crunch and open. And we're going to flip to the other side. Onto that hip, spin it around. Get up nice and high on that plank again. Hold it, breathe, squeeze your glutes. Hand behind your head and crunch. This really takes a lot of side strength to get yourself down and bring yourself back up. It's kind of a wonderful move. It feels really good. And drop the hip. Spin it back around. Let's get into our flutter kicks. So in your flutter kicks, you can have your hands down. You can have your hands up. I like to kind of have them up because it kind of, this is obviously engaging your lower and your upper abs because I'm getting my upper body off the mat, but I'm fluttering with my lower body. So it can be very challenging. And rolling right into this, our bicycle kicks from here is also very challenging, but we're going to do it. And if you need to take a break, take a break. We are very close to the end of this class. On the first half, I was doing like my yoga bicycle kicks where I land here in between each one. And this time I'm just doing regular ones. Beautiful. So we're going to go into our bird dog here. So lower everything down. Hands to foot, opposite, extend. What I want to do instead of 60 seconds of your bird dog is I'd like to finish really strong. So we're going to do 30 seconds of a bird dog, and then we're going to get into 30 seconds of mountain climbers to get our heart rate up. And that's going to happen in 5 seconds. And if you can't do the mountain climbers for 30 whole seconds, then just take a break and come back to it. Roll all the way up, spin it around, and let's go. You can do cross or right knee to right elbow, left knee to left elbow. You can switch them up. We just have 10 more seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, that was a challenge. That was 10 straight minutes of core, you guys. Good job. Plant your feet and lift up through your hips. Stretch out through your core. One thing that I really love to do after core work is I have one of those big Pilates balls. You may have one, the big inflatable ones. You just lie on it, on your back, and reach your hands over it, and it just puts your body into an arch and stretches out your core so well. There's nothing like it. And drop it down. Do a spinal twist here. Stretch out those obliques that we really worked. Last thing we're going to do after we stretch or twist to this side is we're going to get on our stomach and just do a little up dog to stretch out our stomachs a little bit more. Woo. Arch your back, lift up through the chest, and then pull your tailbone back to your feet. You can do more stretching here if you like, but I want to commend you for that 10 minutes of core. That's the kind of stuff. You do that every day, you're going to get so strong. Trust me. I'll see you next time. Bye.